Hey, what's up, YouTube? I hope the autofocus works on this. I can never tell. Okay, yeah, it seems like it's working. What's up, YouTube? I'm making my bed, and I just messed it up. Look at me go. I already had the top sheet on there, and then I messed it all up. You know, you're probably doing a lot better than you think you're doing. At this point in my life, I think I finally figured out that the point is just to have fun, man. You cannot control what other people do with their lives. You can observe them, and you can cheer for them, you can be happy for them, but you can't get so hung up on what other people do, thinking that that's going to inform you what to do. Because the reality is that you gotta just do what you're gonna do. It's kind of like, I always think about like hiking, like walking on a path, and you have different people that walk with you at different times on different parts of the path, and you cross paths with people going the other way, and sometimes they stick along for a little bit. And I think that for a really long time, the whole journey seemed daunting to me because it seemed like I had to do it alone. And like knowing that your journey is only your own is a really lonely feeling. However, that lonely feeling doesn't translate to actual aloneness, if that makes sense. It's like you're gonna cross paths with people, and people are gonna be in your life for different amounts of time, and like that whole process is beautiful and unique. And yeah, it's scary, but it's beautiful and unique, and it's yours. It's your life, it's your journey, it's your walk, it's your hike, it's your whatever, right? Whatever works for you. It's yours. And that's awesome. It's so unique. It's so beautiful. I think when I focus on having fun instead of like the numbers, I just feel so much better about my life altogether. And that can mean so many things for so many people, right? Obviously, like the first one that most people think of is money. We think of money, we're like, we gotta make money, whatever. All these other people making money. But I saw this quote on Instagram yesterday that was like, it was this guy that was complaining about Strava and how there was no way to log on Strava. For those of you that don't know, Strava's for like running, hiking, outdoorsy stuff, where people like log their miles and share times and stuff like that. And he was like, everybody can see, like, everybody cares about how far I ran, but nobody cares about how much fun I had. And that shit blew my mind. Like, I was like, yeah, totally. Like, in normal conversation, when we talk about our lives and stuff, like, how often do you hear people ask you, when was the last time you had fun? You know? Or, like, what's the most fun thing you did recently? You know, people are like, how's work? How's, you know, how's your partner? Your, like, dating life? That's, like, really it. You know, maybe some other like career project, but people aren't being like, when's the last time you had fun? Like we don't talk about that in conversation and like encourage it either, especially as adults. It's crazy, right? Like as a kid, if a kid is doing something and they're having fun, you're encouraging them and you're loving on them and you're telling them good job for having fun. And then as an adult, we just fill ourselves, we void that of ourselves. And I think what ends up happening too is that you have people that are like it's so desperately needed to have fun that you have people that are like activities, I guess, that end up like forcing you into fun, which I think is how alcohol is sold and drugs and alcohol all together, right? Like, those things administer fun. Like, they make you lower your like all your insecurities, all the walls you put up, they break them down. Why? So you can have fun. So you can play. And obviously, like, I'm not an advocate for drugs or alcohol. I think alcohol is terrible for you. I at some point in my life want to quit it completely. It's hard because it's just so embedded into our like social construct, and this is not what this video is about. This video is about like living your life through the lens of like of fun and of enjoying the walk and looking at things that are on your path and like picking them up and interacting with them, and just like not getting so hung up on like, oh well, I collected 7 stones on this walk and you only have 6. It's just so crazy, right? Like that's what society has taught us to do, to compare and to get sad when that comparison is different. It sucks, man. It sucks. It's a hard space to live in. Anybody else just pick up all their laundry and dump it on their chair? Hashtag relatable content. Yeah, I don't know. This is a really random vlog because I've been thinking about this stuff a lot lately, and I think it's really easy in your 20s too to just suffer for no reason. Like, because you're comparing yourself to people, because you're, abandoning hopes and dreams and doing something crazy or picking something new, or it's really easy to feel lost. It's like, what in this moment of time are you supposed to cling to when seemingly the things that you used to cling to aren't really there anymore? I want you to know that you're doing better than you think because you're walking the path. And some days, man, like, to be a successful human, all you need to do is have rise with the sun, and made it through the day. I really believe that. I think that all the extra stuff is just bonuses. But we don't treat it like that, right? We treat it like it's a necessity. We treat it like, we're going to die if we don't make money, or if we don't, like, find success or whatever. Mostly because people's ideas of success are mixed in with a bunch of bullshit. I'll always hold on to the Jane Novak quote of success is peace, deep-rooted peace. So it's like, how do you cultivate peace, right? How do you wake up and feel light, not feel so damn heavy? I think it starts with gratitude. It's like being grateful for what you do have. It is also voiding yourself of comparison. Saying like, my life as it is great. Like, the fact that I'm alive. People get so hung up. Again, it's like they exit their bodies and their souls and they go somewhere else, to this place where they don't have these things. They want these things. It's full of desire, lust. Just bullshit, man. It's such a gift to be alive. It's crazy, man. Like, it's such a crazy thing to be alive. And I feel like until you look death in the face, you don't really get that. You kind of like, you're kind of trying to fit in, you're trying to prove something, whatever. And then you realize you can die. That everybody dies. Everybody moves on to the next world eventually. Whatever that is, we don't know. But that is the fate that meets everybody. We're all meeting the same ending. So like, your comparison it's void. It has nothing of substance, because at the end, we're all meeting the same thing, man. And again, this is why I loop it back to just have fun. Have fun, have a good time. And I don't mean like go out and get wasted every night. Like, I mean like be curious and explore and fill your heart with wonder and fill your heart with excitement and think positive things, say positive things, do positive things, because the energy that you put into the world returns back to you. Live a meaningful life, live a selfless life, give to people, give to yourself. You're probably doing better than you think you are. You are your biggest critic. You are your biggest critic. But I guarantee you're doing better than you think you are. Because today you woke up and you entered your body and your soul and you existed as you. And I'm proud of you for existing as you. Every day that takes something, right? And that is worth praising. That is worth telling yourself, I'm proud of myself. Because I woke up today. I love you so, so much. And all the bigger stuff, it comes with time. You can't do any of the bigger stuff until you've healed yourself and you've helped yourself. You can't do any of the bigger stuff until you have healed yourself and helped yourself. Once you've done that, the bigger stuff gets easier, right? Because you have habits at the base level that are essentially like the things that hold you up. It's your foundation. It's the thing you come back to after a long day at work, after a night out, after creating something beautiful, after going on an expedition or an adventure. Once you can come back to a place that feels safe and grounded, all the bigger stuff comes easier and easier. But you have to show up for whatever you want to call it, your child self, your younger self, the one who dreams, the one who sits at the seat of your soul. You have to show up for that person and love that person and know that person. You have to show up and help that person fully realize where they're at and who they are. And then you get to do the big stuff. Stop trying to jump to the big stuff. Jump into the big stuff doesn't happen overnight. It's great to have dreams. It's great to have goals. All that shit is amazing. It's beautiful, right? It's beautiful to have things that you're interested in and that you want to do and all that stuff. But those things are unreachable until you have reached yourself. Until you have reached yourself, because I don't know if you guys could hear that, but Alexa just said some shit to me. That was funny. Anyway, this video has become so long. So long, farewell. I feel like I had a whole idea in mind when I started making this video. It just felt like a day where I needed to press record on the camera. Yeah, man. Heal yourself. It's so worth it. I think I'm feeling these days more in my skin than I thought was originally possible. Honestly. Like, I think I just always thought there have been times when I thought I was going to stay in this place of pain. I had identified with pain so much too that I was like, oh, this is just part of who I am. And I think now that I'm finally releasing it and realizing like who I am, that the space that I take up in the world will always be there, and it's okay to take up that space. It's actually encouraged to take up that space, right? Because when you fill up your space, whatever that means for you, you're accessing like important parts of yourself. And for a long time, I thought that accessing those was gonna hurt people or make people upset or make people hate me. But then I realized that it's like so necessary to access those parts of yourself to fill out yourself. But connecting back to what I was saying earlier is like, you can't expand until you have like a really solid center. You can't take up all the space you're meant to until you have a really solid center, until you have a thing that you come back to. And like, and I hate to use comments online as a justification for this, right? But it's like past couple times I've like started to make content, I'll receive feedback from people that's just like aggressive or negative or something, and I genuinely, like, in my heart when I see that, now it's just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I genuinely, I just feel bad. You know, like, I'll always get, like, a little tinge of anxiety and, like, oh, man, like, that person doesn't like me, you know, because everybody is going to get that. But overall, it's like, I wish that those people were happier. I wish that they would watch something online and, like, send some words of encouragement. I wish that, like, I wish that for them, you know? I don't know what the point of all of this is. These are just all the thoughts that I've had on my head. The other thing I want to say is that, like, it's okay to fail, man. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fuck up. Bad, dude. It's okay to do that and to go off path. Because those moments when you walk off your path, if you have integrity, you know, you learn from those things. Hopefully. And if you don't, you're put on the path again. You know? Life will continue to test you, and you're gonna fail. And failure is such a good sign. It's such a good sign. What it is it's a sign that you are growing. And especially when you fail and you have some like inner turmoil to work out, that's even better, honestly, because it's a sign that you're growing and you have that voice of your goals, of your values, of your morals, of all this stuff inside of you. That's the stuff that calls out to you, right? When you fail. When you fail, it says, hey, well, what about this? You know? And that pain in that failure is a sign that there's something deeper there for you to uncover. And you're digging your way there. Maybe not in the best way, sure. You know, not always. When we fuck up, like, we think back like, I probably could have taken a different route, and that maybe would have been a better idea. So, yeah, maybe it's not always the best route, but we're not perfect, right? We're not perfect human beings. We're just people. Saw a quote recently from my friend Alex's partner that is spoke to me. We are human beings, not human doings. We're not perfect, man. You're not perfect. You will never arrive at perfection. And perfection is not the point of any of this. Why set an impossible goal for yourself? You will never be perfect. You will never be loved by everybody. And that is imperfection in the world. Is the fact that you could be the most loving, caring person in the world, and there's still going to be some motherfucker who's like, I don't like that guy, or I don't like it. It's just like, you know, you can't put your own character on the interpretation of other people. You have to interpret who you are and know who you are and try and live through who you are with your actions. And that's all you can ever do. Right? As you move through the world, You're gonna find people that really jive with you, and you're gonna find people that really don't, and that's okay. Anyway, you're probably doing better than you think, and don't be so damn hard on yourself. I love you. See you later.